Some people have pointed out in the comments that not everybody is capable of owning, repairing, and keeping an older vehicle on the road. It's not always sunshine and rainbows, and they've yet to create a vehicle that doesn't age or need maintenance and repairs. But I think something super valuable to know is that with almost all older vehicles, you still have that fundamental choice and ability to learn and perform these things even with simple tools wherever you are, which is not nearly as likely to be an option with newer vehicles, if at all. In older car ownership, you're more likely to be able to tackle issues, DIY, and fix little things, especially the simple stuff. And essentially, over time, progressively, your experience grows too. Of course, there are still repairs and maintenance that you may want to take to a real mechanic as well, depending on your skill level, your needs, or even just your willingness and time. I personally definitely have my limits, but the money I'm saving and the knowledge I've learned over time is only compounding. With many modern vehicles today, you don't even have that simple choice. And we're gonna talk more about how and why. Sensors, programming, electronics, and the higher risk of causing further damage mean mistakes can turn expensive quickly, especially when you're dealing with a brand new car. Not to mention voiding dealer warranties and that kind of thing too. But these things are what makes an older vehicle the perfect opportunity to practice your right to repair. Particularly positive when you do your due diligence in researching a reliable car that you can actually work on. While some older vehicles will require specialty tools, parts, or knowledge, those situations are usually avoidable and a lot less common. Most older non-luxury cars like Toyotas, Hondas, Nissans, the legendary Ford F-Series, GM trucks, and many more are still highly DIY friendly. Luxury or higher-end European cars from an older era are where proprietary systems or higher complexity starts creeping in. But even then, the scale of complexity is nowhere near modern vehicles. Most repairs are still manageable with a basic scanner and some patience. Not to mention years and years of troubleshooting and repair experience published all over the internet. And the big bonus is that your older vehicle is probably the 10th of a price of a newer one, and often not as crucial to keep those official service and maintenance records as with a new vehicle. With some vehicles, especially rare and niche collector cars, it can be valuable to have dealership or mechanic service records, but for almost all average older cars and beaters, a notebook, some parts receipts, and shop records certainly do the job just fine. In the 80s, 90s, most repairs were mechanical, so anyone with basic tools could swap a carburetor. Now, many problems are even software locked or require specialized scan tools to even diagnose. Even replacing a headlight bulb on some modern cars could trigger an ECU error until it's coded with factory software. Manufacturers controlling access, with these automakers increasingly locking repair data behind proprietary systems. Many ECUs require dealer-only tools or subscriptions to reset, program, or pair new parts. A mechanical repair you could do in your driveway could become a dealer service bill because of these software kind of locks. Many advocates would argue that if you buy a car, you should own the ability to repair it, not just kind of rent the functionality from the manufacturer. But is it really that large of an issue yet today? What do you think? It's almost like modern troubleshooting has become a software workflow and less of a mechanical one. Just ask mechanics you know who grew up working on simpler, more mechanical vehicles. So this means that you frequently need diagnostic sessions, firmware, flashing, or component pairing before a replaced part can behave correctly. Those steps then might require OEM equivalent tools and special software, meaning even the independent shops that solved problems with their special tools and mechanical knowledge now must buy proprietary scan tools and softwares and subscriptions that come along with them. But maybe this is just what they've always had to do as tech advances. I don't really know. But that must raise the cost of training and equipment. There can be trade-offs. More electronics increase safety, efficiency, and comfort. Airbags, stability control, adaptive cruise, really good fuel economy. You know, lots of people don't want or care if they have something they can repair themselves. Many of them never intend to, and that's okay if it's their preference. But I know many of us couldn't imagine owning and driving something so crucial in our lives that we cannot even repair ourselves, or that it would just be increasingly hard, complicated, and expensive to learn to. Not all repairs or upgrades are plug and play like on an older vehicle. Many modern electronic control modules check the identity or special configuration patterns of a part. I read that manufacturers say this protects safety and prevents thefts, which makes sense, I guess. But it also means that physically compatible aftermarket or salvaged parts can be functionally unusable unless software steps are performed. Small problems can balloon due to the scale of the complexity. When vehicles now contain dozens of control units for various sections and operations of a vehicle's various components. This density of electrical components in an area means that one problem somewhere could trigger other problems or bugs elsewhere. It's something mechanics and shops are definitely capable of, but an average guy like me, and many of you who like working on your vehicles, it's definitely generally out of our reach and capability. This doesn't necessarily mean that we always have to buy vehicles that are 30 years old. We all want our families to drive something around a little nicer, and might compromise some of this mechanical preference or controls so that our wives can drive something safe and accommodating. We can acquire vehicles with years and models known for repairability and reliability, especially if you care about being able to work on it yourselves, because these might have simpler networks and overall designs. If you're a garage wrencher, or maybe just someone who values the right to be able to learn to fix technical things that you own, the shift to software-centric cars is a barrier of sorts. Again, I know that for many everyday drivers that never plan to touch a wrench, it feels abstract, and they'll trade repairability for the modern safety and conveniences that they do want. And unless potential market pressures or even policy restore a step towards practical repair access, it could just be the way we are headed, especially when you look at fully electric vehicles. I also think that older mechanical vehicles are a great escape from this modern digital world, especially in lots of ways when you're working on them. Working on an analog and mechanical vehicle is a nice mental break from computers, phone screens, and social media. It gets different gears turning and is rewarding in various ways. At the end of the day, for a lot of us, owning an older vehicle is not just about saving money. While they do go hand in hand, it's also about the ability to fix, learn, and take control of your own vehicle. That hands-on experience that it has to offer. Modern cars may offer modern safety and creature comforts, even some pretty cool features and designs. But these days, for many automotive enthusiasts, we do kind of see it coming at the cost of independence. For me, having that choice, the ability of turning a wrench, troubleshooting problems in my backyard, and knowing my car inside and out more and more every day is worth it, and personally works for myself and my day-to-day life. Even if I too have experienced frustrations over older car problems, it beats that alternative in many ways. The choice to repair, maintain, and learn about your vehicle is something that I hope never disappears, and it's one reason why older cars will always have a special place and connection to many people like us. So let me know what you think. Where do you draw the line? Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to stick around, and safe driving, everybody.